Welcome back, you filthy exiles. It's been a little while since I've uploaded. Just got a few things going on in my personal life currently that working through. But that's not to say I'm not playing Path of Exile at the moment. So it is about 1 a.m., 1:20 in the morning. I was like, fuck it. I had a spare exalt, so I was like, let's liquidate to some chaos and let's do some power leveling, because we seem to be stuck at this 92 death hole level where you die constantly in well, not constantly in maps, but you die to bullshit and delirium. So I thought I'd put a video out there to help anyone who's struggling. Now, you will need to have some currency behind you. Luckily, the market is swinging in our favor, and X is now worth about 160 chaos as a minimum price. You can probably barter up to 165 or 170 depending on what you want to sell, and buyers are desperate at the moment for exalts. So how do we power level? What's the most efficient way, in particular if you're a solo character? So obviously people will slay me in the comments and say that it is always more efficient to level as a group. This is true, but some of us don't necessarily... Damn mic boom, far out. Got a cable tie on here and it's jipping my style. Anyway, so a lot of people will normally group level, or a lot of people do group level, but there's those of us, and in particular I know from my own experience, I am somewhat of an antisocial person when it comes to PoE, and I play the game because I like playing on my own a lot. So what's an easy way to power level, you might ask? Well, there's these things called pure breachstones. Now, they were introduced a few leaks ago with the, what was it, the... Oh, God, what do we call them? Let's go to Jun. Whatever, the Jun mission dudes, the Master Leagues, the Nemesis dudes, whatever the fuck they are. Anyway, they were introduced with that league predominantly as sort of end boss sort of loot drops or whatever. So anyway, they obviously people still farm the Jun missions and mastermind and whatnot, and they get these pure breachstones. Now I like running Zoph's because Zoph's heart drops, and I think that's still worth a few X at the moment. In fact, we can look that up. Zoph's heart, what are we looking at here? Wow, they're worthless, this league. They used to be worth something. Alright, anyway. We can run Tulls, we can run whatever, we can run Eshes, pure breachstones. Moral of the story, that we're not after the end loot, we're actually after the XP. Now, the XP that we're looking at in this circumstance, might get us 3 to 4 bars from level 92 per map that we run, and that's what we're going to do in this video, and I'm going to show you. So I'm going to go off and I'm going to go and buy about 700 chaos worth of pure breaches, which is about 10 pure breaches, give or take. They're about 60 to 70 chaos a piece. And then we're going to run those breaches one after the other, and then see if we can get to level 93 in one sitting after doing a few breaches. So watch this space and I'll be back in a couple minutes. Well, and you'll see it in a couple seconds, but for me it'll be a few minutes. Alright, I'll be back very shortly. Okay, so I decided to get about, I just did some buying there. I decided to get about 500 chaos worth, which, what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is 7 breachstones. So we've got a bit of a split going on here. We've got a couple of Zophs, a couple of Tulls. If we get a Halcyon or Halcyon amulet, they're about 40 to 50 chaos on drop, so we make a bit of recovery. Zoph's hearts and Zoph's blood's worth jack shit, but hey, they're really good amulets if you run a fire build, so hey, why not? We'll just do it. So anyway, let's get this rolling.
has tested you, my brother. Now let's see what God has to say. I've dealt with far darker shadows than you, exile. I exiled an animal. Now you almost resemble a man, Garrowing. I offered the gift of exile, and you used it to reinvent yourself. I couldn't wish for a more potent instrument. It is woman's purpose to tempt and try the will of man. Welcome to the greatest of arenas, duelist. God is watching. You'd bite the master that called you here, witch? This world is an illusion, exile. It is time you saw what real sacrifice is. The touch of God!
Okay, so I'll just get us into the throne room, as I like to call it. So, yeah, there we go. So what we can see is obviously we're level 93 now. We did die once, which is a bit of a pain in the ass, running in Tull's pure breachstone. So maybe depending on the type of character you run, Zoff's pure breachstones seem to be the maybe the safest at this stage, from what I can see. At least with my character, that's the case. Yeah, basically, it is a scale of diminishing gains. So from about 90 to 95, incredibly efficient. If you've gotten lucky and you've found a decent voices, or you're making good currency, then definitely running pure breachstones is the way to go. If you've got a party of bros, probably as you level up more, from doing it, having a party bonus is obviously preferable. Like if you can get like that 50% XP bonus or whatever it is. Magic Find wise, as you could see, it was dropping red maps and whatnot as you're running through. So you're gonna get decent drops out of it. Potentially currency. It's affordable as well, being about 70 chaos a run. There are other ways that you can level up really quickly, i.e. doing high tier beachheads or T15 beachheads, things like that. That's another thing to consider, but I just prefer the Zoff's pure breachstone. Part of it is because the enemy variety is pretty consistent, and there's a relatively low risk of dying in that particular pure breach. Anyway, this has been a bit of a guide for whether you're a solo or group player. If you're stuck and you're dying in maps to delirium and whatnot, and you're sick of it, you just want to level up, this is one way that you can do it efficiently. It's going to cost you currency, so you're going to have to walk in with investment. So that means playing the end game and getting some lucky drops and a little bit of RNG. Otherwise, delving down and funding it that way is another way that you can do it if you follow my delve guides or anything like that. Anyway, if you like this video, like and sub. If you think it's shit, obviously you know what to do. Post up in the comments if you've got any queries. If you want to see me get to like level 94 from this stage, I will fund it and I'll tell you how many breachstones it took me to get there. Otherwise, yeah, good luck with your leveling up, and until next time, bye.